You're watching KMNH, Kids Making the News Happen, with Emmy, Omer, Milo, Thaddeus, and Larkin. It's Kids Making the News Happen, a production of Happen Inc. and brought to you by Happen at Home.
I'm Omer, and this is KMNH, Kids Making the News Happen. Today is March 18th. I want to thank all the viewers that have watched this newscast since the beginning. We now have over 2,000 viewers from all over the country. We have heard from people from Nebraska and Washington, D.C. that now watch KMNH. And a true story from yesterday, someone asked me if I was the kid from the news. So I'm like partially famous. But I promise not to let this newfound fame go to my head. However, if you would like an 8x10 glossy photo of me, Omer, just contact us at info@happeninc.org, and my people will contact your people. Over to you, Larkin.
Hello, I'm Larkin, and I have a special report today. Today is National Sloppy Joe Day. No joke, National Sloppy Joe Day. So I had to ask where and why this is happening, but it's true. Let me read this to you. National Sloppy Joe Day is observed each year on March 18th, one of America's all-time favorite hot sandwiches. It is often made with ground beef, onions, tomato sauce, brown sugar, cola, or maple syrup. Or you can just cook the hamburger and mix in what else? But a can of Sloppy Joe mix. All served up on a hamburger bun. Now I know a lot of people love to eat Sloppy Joes, but does it really need its own day? And the name, like we really eat something called Sloppy Joe? I'm just glad my name's not Joe. From my research, it seems that the Sloppy Joe was invented in Cuba at a place called Sloppy Joe's in the early 1900s. But many people say a cook by the name of Joe in Iowa created the sandwich in the 1920s. Then, in 1969, Hunt's Ketchup introduced the Manwich Sloppy Joe, which I personally think the Manwich is a much better name. It's like if the Sloppy Joe would put on a clean shirt and go to the gym, that's how you get a Manwich. But does the Manwich have its own day? I don't think so. I don't think so.
This is Milo, being straight up with you about the weather. Like previously predicted last night, it will be 53 degrees today with a good chance of rain. Last night we had got some rain that really was feeling muggy to midday. Besides that, it's looking partly cloudy for the rest of the day with a good chance of rain. I'm Milo, keeping it breezy. I'm out.
And now for a popular new segment, America's Growth Rate.
Hi, my name is Lennon, and I have 3 years worth of data of how much I've grown. On May 2017, I was 56.5 inches, and I have grown 4.5 inches, which makes me 61 inches now.
Hi, my name is Arjun. I have data over the last 3 years that I have grown 6 inches, and I started at 50 inches and now 56 inches.
Breaking news. Happen's website at happeninc.org now has 3 streaming channels so you and your family can enjoy Happen at home. These 3 channels are Entertain, Educate, and Empower, including our very own news broadcast. We invite you to tune in to our 24/7 family-friendly channels. Remember Happen's theme: community is not where you live, it's how you live with other people.
Today's word of the day is courage. C-O-U-R-A-G-E. The definition of courage is the choice or willingness to confront danger, uncertainty, or intimidation. Here are some movies that inspire courage: The Adventures of Milo and Otis, Finding Nemo, Monsters, Inc., Toy Story 4, Frozen 2, The Wizard of Oz, Brave, and The Incredibles 1 and 2. These are great movies for kids, and we encourage parents to sit down and watch one movie or binge all the movies as a family. The underlining message of courage in all these movies might just inspire us all.
I'm Larkin, and this is the joy of digital drawing.
Hello, I'm Larkin, and welcome back to another episode of The Joy of Digital Drawing. Today I'll be talking about the basic structure of comic strips. The first is characters. They're the people or animals or whatever that do what you want them to do to create the story. The second is panels. The panels are where the camera is aiming. It's a little moment in time inside of the story that you want to show. The third is speech bubbles. It's a little bubble with a tail on the end that points to the character's mouth that lets you show whatever the character is saying. The fourth and final bit is sound effects. They're huge letters, usually in bold, that look very dramatic, that let people know that there is a loud sound going on right now. It's usually not what someone is saying, but it can be like hooray or cheering or whatever, but it can also be like crash or bang or whatever. It just shows a sound, a loud sound. Speaking of comics, yesterday the Happen at Home art lesson was about comics. The downloadable PDF was a Happen Caveman comic strip. Miles and Maggie sent us their finished comic story, and I'm going to try and read one of them to you. This is Maggie's. Happen at Home. Caveman in Caveman Tunes. One day, Caveman Blup was sad. But he had an idea, which was fun. So he went and went and went. Blup. So Caveman Blup was happy from that moment on. A lovely story. What is so cool about this is that their father, Chris Aslan, is the owner and illustrator for Northside Comics. If you haven't downloaded Happen's At Home worksheet, do it now because it's all Northside Comics. Very cool stuff. I'm Larkin, and this has been The Joy of Digital Drawing. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm Larkin, and this is the joy of digital drawing.
And now to Thaddeus for the special report.
Hi, I'm Thaddeus, and these are my top things not to do. Don't drink all the milk. Even if you have a ton of cereal in the pantry, don't drink all the milk. In fact, I suggest from here on out, politely ask for a small glass of milk. I find it just better to stay out of the kitchen completely. Try it for a day. Grab a cup, and for your water, drink out of the bathroom sink. Only go in the kitchen when your parents invite you to. It will change your whole day. And while I'm talking about food, do not, and I mean do not, use all the flour that your mother has been hoarding in the basement to make a 10-pound ball of silly putty. It won't go the way you think it will, in more ways than one. Number 4, whatever outdoor play or sports equipment that you think can be used indoors, just don't. Leave it outside and don't even think about it. This includes basketballs, skateboards, hoverboards, unicycles, blow-up pools, and of course, slip and slides. Number 5, Don't lose your father's earbuds right before the most important phone conference of his career. And then when asked where they are, don't say, "They must be in the house somewhere," while continuing to play your Xbox. That is, if you want Xbox time. You know the book that your grandparents got you for Christmas 2 years ago? Just read it and call your grandmother and thank her. And maybe you'll get your Xbox time back. Don't offer to walk the dog and then leave the dog inside. Your parents will notice. Remember, your four-legged friend is the only way to getting outside. So just be smart about it. Number 8. Don't decide that now is the time to practice your drum skills on the drum set in your basement that you got when you were 6 and haven't touched since. Number 9. In fact, it isn't the time to tell your parents that you want to learn any instrument. Drums, trumpet, clarinet, saxophone. I mean, your parents are probably still going to let you because they don't want to stifle any potential music ability that you may or may not have. But what they're really thinking is, why now? And number 10. It's all right to eat at the dining room table all together as a family. It's as if every night at 6 p.m. it's Thanksgiving, but with some spaghetti. And when your mom reminds everyone at every meal that this is the way that she grew up, just realize it's all going to be over soon. Dinner will once again be eating half-cooked slice of pizzas while chugging down a juice box at the back of your mom's IKEA Soul on the way to soccer practice. We're all in this together. One house, you and your family, your dog, cat, turtle, or any other animal you may have. All together, living in a different schedule, in a different way. And we can all get through this together.
I would like to thank you for tuning in to KMNH, Kids Making the News Happen. Special thanks to Jecker and Schneider Architects for sponsoring this broadcast. I'm Omer. I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast, and I hope that you will tune in again tomorrow for Kids Making the News Happen.